Hello there, yogis, and welcome to day 2. We are kickstarting the yoga for this journey with a heart-centered practice. And I figured it was only appropriate to start with a heart opening class because what other reason are we doing this journey besides love? Opening our hearts can seem like a really scary concept because we're more vulnerable. And we might have scars from when we've been heartbroken or when we have experienced loss. But the reality is that a closed heart only just prevents us from being able to access more love. So come on down to the mat. Zaboo and I have your back, and get ready to open up a little bit. Do you have anything to say? We're going to begin in a seated cross-legged position. Breathe in and bring the arms up and overhead, and then the hands draw down to the heart center. Lovingly place both hands onto your heart, and feel your breath under your palms as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Allow the knees to draw toward the mat for some added support, and find a subtle lift from the tailbone to the nape of the neck, as if you are breathing space in between each vertebra. Tuck the chin just slightly toward the chest. Find a place to just settle in here. As you breathe, tap into that heart space. And this is a great moment to just set an intention for your practice today. Maybe listen for what you might need. Maybe think of a way that you could open up more. Wink, wink. And take another round of breath. A deep inhale. And then maybe even sigh out the breath, letting something go. Keeping that intention with you on the next inhale, bring arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingertips and bring the palms to the back of the neck. As we feel a gentle opposition between the fingers and the back of the neck, the fingers will slightly push in and the neck will slightly push back. As you inhale in, arch the upper back and find an opening across the collarbones. Send the elbows out wide. And then on an exhale, the elbows are going to come in as we drop the head and neck, coming in to a little ball. Keep moving with the breath, drawing the hips toward the mat for stability. And inhale, the neck pushes into the fingertips as the elbows come out wide. Shine across the chest, maybe lift the jaw. And then exhale, round the spine. Let the head and the neck relax. Find a nice curvature in the back body. Inhale, the chest opens. The elbows come up wide. The jaw tips up just slightly. And then exhale, drop the head and neck. Allow yourself to come inward. Inhale, open up from the heart space. Feel that shine across the chest as the scapula melt down the back body. And then exhale, drop the head and neck round the spine. Tap into the breath and do a couple more rounds on your own, just connecting to your own movement. And then on your next inhale, maybe discover a little movement by tipping the elbows to the left side, making sure that the chest stays lifted, and then come to the center and tip to the right side, feeling a slight rotation toward the upper left corner. Deep breath in, come back through center, arms come up and above one more time, and we'll find a gentle twist to the right. An inhale finds length in between the bones of the spine, and an exhale allows us to twist a little deeper. Inhale to find length. Exhale to discover soft twist. One more round of breath here. And then gently unravel to the center, and the same thing on the other side. Inhale to lift up from the hips, and then exhale, twist to the left, keeping the twist just above the belly button. A deep breath in allows you to find length through the spine, and an exhale makes the twist just a little bit deeper. Your next breath in will bring you through center, and then slowly make your way into a tabletop position. The knees are under the hips, the hands are under the shoulders. We're going to flow right into a cat and cow. An inhale drops the belly and opens the chest for cow. Feel an expansion across the collarbones. And then exhale, round the spine, push the mat away for cat. Let the neck release. Inhale, use the heels of the hands to pull the chest forward as you send the tailbone up for cow. And then exhale, moving tailbone first, tuck the tailbone underneath as you round the spine and drop the head and neck for cat. A couple more here on your own. One breath, one movement. Even it out, and then come into a neutral spine. Drop the elbows where the wrists just were, and it's time for my favorite pose, puppy pose. Allow the heart to melt toward the mat as the forehead comes to kiss the earth. If you want to go deeper, you can walk the knees back a little, making sure that we're keeping a slight contraction in the low belly to protect the spine. The fingertips are long and relaxed. The tops of the feet gently press into your mat for support. Take a deep breath in through the nose, hold for a second, and then let it all out through the mouth. Do that just twice more. Inhale through the nose, hold for just a second, and then let it out with a sigh through the mouth. One more time on your own. And exhale, really let something go. Come back to your normal breathing. Moving with intention, knit the abdominals in and press through the elbows as you bring the hips forward and down on the mat into Sphinx posture. The elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. The tops of the feet and the pubic bone press firmly into the mat to allow us to open across the front of the shoulders. The neck is long and strong. There's no crunching in the back body. Breathe in and find some space. I like to gently turn my face from left to right, like I'm about to kiss a loved one. This is a heart-centered practice after all, so let it be cute. Gently turn your face from side to side. One more round of breath. Really press into the top of the feet, pull the chest forward. And then exhale, carefully push yourself back into a little child's pose. We're here just for a moment before we untuck the toes and the hips lift up and back into our first downward facing dog of this whole journey. Yay! Pedal out the feet one at a time. Enjoy a quick calf stretch. And then hips come up and over an imaginary hurdle to find plank pose. We'll lower down knees, chest, and then chin, moving with intention like you have a mermaid tail. Flap the tail and press the tops of the feet to allow your body to ripple onto the floor. We'll land in a baby cobra. Breathe in as you lift just the head and chest off of the floor. Exhale, lower the nose back down. Press yourself back and inch the knees as wide as your yoga mat. The left fingertips will come to the center of your mat as you inhale and pull an imaginary bow and arrow with the right arm. Find some tension. Reach through those fingertips. Before you exhale, threading the needle, the right arm goes underneath and through the left. The left fingertips can stay tented on the ground for support, or they can go out long in front of you. If you'd like a little extra heart opening, the fingertips can come around to the back of the sacrum. All you have to do is breathe in this pose. Discover some space. Make the breath fluid. And then on your next inhale, come out the same way you came in, and the right arm goes high. Really reach through those fingertips. And then we'll swap the hands in the middle of the mat and repeat on the other side. An imaginary bow and arrow gets pulled with the left hand. Find expansion across the chest. Open up, and then thread the needle. The arm goes underneath, coming onto the left cheek. Connect to your breathing. Notice how this side feels. It might feel different, and that's totally okay. Notice the way the lungs feel as they expand and contract. Another round of breath on your own. Inhale brings you back out, shooting the left fingertips to reach toward the sky. And then both palms come to the mat, walk forward a little bit, and the hips will lift up and back as we tuck the toes underneath for a downward facing dog. Keeping the hips level, inhale in and the right leg lifts up from the hamstring. On an exhale, pressing the mat away with the palms, round the spine and bring the right knee toward the nose. Gently plant the foot between the palms, and you can use your hands to bring the foot up if necessary. Beautiful. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and we're in a low lunge, baby. Inhale, lift up through the arms, allowing the shoulder blades to settle down the spine. pressing firmly through that back leg. Feel big. On an inhale, we're going to bend the elbows to cactus the arms and come into a little back bend. Scoop the elbows down and then forward. Draw the shoulder blades together just slightly. Keep breathing, discovering some expansion, all while pressing into that foundation, allowing you to grow. On an exhale, we'll slowly round the spine a bit, tucking the chin in slightly as we knit the ribs in and zipper the forearms together, really pressing them into one another. Great. An inhale opens those arms up as we cactus the arms, shine from the chest, and open yourself up to the world, lifting up out of the hips. Find an expansion across the collarbones, maybe even look up toward the sky just slightly. And then exhale, contract the abdominal wall, bring the elbows and the forearms to touch, rounding the spine, allowing the head and neck to tuck just slightly. A couple more times here, moving with intention. An inhale opens the chest. Support the low back by really pressing through those legs. Dig into your foundation. Bring those shoulder blades down and together. Lift the chin, maybe even close the eyes. And then exhale, round the spine, the chin tucks slightly, the forearms kiss. Draw awareness inward. Inhale, the arms come up through the center this time, before we bring the palms to slice through the middle, and the hands come down to the ground on each side of the feet. Step the back leg up to meet the front at the top of the mat. Inhale for a flat back. The hands come to the thighs for a halfway lift. Nice long neck. And then exhale, tip forward out of the hips and drop the weight of the head and neck for a forward fold. Maybe rock the head gently as you breathe out. And then press into the feet, and like a zombie, we're going to slowly roll up with limp arms, one vertebra at a time, until we reach standing. Notice if you are rushing this. The head and the neck are the last to come up. Beautiful. Inhale the arms above head. Exhale, hands to prayer at our chest for Tadasana. This is a great place to remind ourselves of the intentions that we made earlier, or just a loving moment to check in and say, "Hi, I love you. You're doing the damn thing." Inhale, arms up again, and we'll send arms out wide, wide, wide. Swan dive forward. Inhale for a flat back, hands on the thighs. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back into a plank pose. Push the earth away. The heels send energy backward. Before we lower down, knees, chest, and chin. Flap that little mermaid tail and ripple onto your belly. And switching it up this time, the fingertips are going to come a few inches off of the mat. We're going to do what I call cobra waves. The glutes squeeze to press the pubic bone into the mat. By grounding ourselves here, we protect the low back. On a deep breath in, use the leverage from your fingertips to bring the back of the neck up and find a lift through the sternum. Catch a wave here. Exhale, we'll melt back down to the mat, low ribs, chest, chin, and then forehead. An inhale lifts you up. And then exhale, we melt down, sending the forehead toward the mat. Make this your own and keep catching the waves, one breath, one movement. Discover some strength in the back body as you expand across the chest. And find a surrender as you wave back down onto the mat. On your next breath in, the hands come by the rib cage, and we'll exhale, press the hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Wag your tail, pedal it out. Moving right to the left side, an inhale lifts the left leg up high. Exhale, round the spine, press the mat away as you bring the knee toward the nose. Gently place the foot in between the palms, using your hands to guide you if you need. Lower the back knee and untuck the toes. An inhale brings the arms toward the sky for a low lunge. And we know what to expect here. On your next breath in, cactus those arms. Inner elbows shine forward as you find a lift up through the chest. Discover energy in the fingertips. Press the back foot into the mat to protect the low back. Exhale, knit it all in at the midline. The forearms zip together from the elbows to the fingertips. Pressing in through our foundation. Inhale, the chest lifts open. Make space here. The shoulder blades are coming together as they travel down the spine. The jaw lifts upward and the neck stays long. And then exhale, round it through center, intentionally coming inward and knitting the low ribs in. Twice more at your own pace. Beautiful work. Let that go. Bring the arms up and above head. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back into a downward dog. Take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose, hold, and then let it out with a ha sound. Great. The right leg lifts up from the hamstring. As we exhale, round the spine and bring the knee to the nose before stepping it through to the front. This time, press into the ball of the left foot. The feet are hip distance apart. Front knee over front foot. And an inhale circles the arms up into a high lunge. Oh yeah. Fingertips come into a Charlie's Angel grip. Listen carefully. We're going to lift the arms up and overhead, reaching out from the hips. Really utilizing those core muscles. We're going to I'm a little teapot, tip just slightly to the right side, keeping the tailbone tucking underneath and maintaining a bend in the front knee. Ground through your foundation. Really breathe into the left ribs. Find strength in the left side body and feel those obliques turn on. And then exhale, use the muscles of your core to bring yourself through center. Take a deep breath in and exhale, knit the muscles where the zipper on mom jeans would be. Slowly tip to the left side. Feel how strong the muscles on the right side body are. Keep breathing, reaching through the fingertips. Maybe relax the jaw. Beautiful. Use those core muscles to bring you back through center. Deep breath in, and then exhale, flutter the hands to the mat. The left leg meets the right for an inhale, halfway lift at the top of the mat. And then exhale, forward fold, let it all hang. Inhale up for root to rise. And hands come to heart center as we exhale. One more time, inhale, arms up and around. And then fold the hands through center as we plant the palms and then step both legs back for a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Inhale to lift the left leg up high. Exhale, knee to nose, as we plant the foot between the palms. Set yourself up here. The feet are on two different train tracks. The right heel is sending energy behind, and the front knee is over the front heel. Inhale, arms come up for a high lunge. Let's go. You can slightly bend that back knee if it helps you keep the hips square. And then we'll Charlie's Angels the fingers as we reach the arms up to find a lift up out of the hips. Same thing on this side. As we exhale, knit the low ribs in and tip the body to the left side just slightly. Bring awareness to the right side body. Turn those obliques on. Breathe in. And then exhale, contract the low abdomen to come back to center. Deep breath in the middle, and then last time, exhale, tip slightly to the right, press in through your foundation, maintain a bend in that front knee, and then exhale, draw it into center. Inhale, point the fingertips up toward the sky and maybe even backwards just a little bit for a back bend if it speaks to you. Exhale, slowly curl forward, bringing yourself back down to the mat. Keep the palms planted as you step the front foot back to meet the back one into a quick plank pose before we lower down knees, chest, and chin. Ripple the body all the way to the mat. And this time we'll outstretch the right arm directly beside us. Using the left fingertips for leverage, slowly turn onto the right side of your face. Take a deep breath in and being very cautious here. As you exhale, come just onto the right side body. If this is enough for you or you have shoulder issues, stay here. If you'd like a deeper stretch, you can kickstand that top leg back behind you. Ease into this pose. There's no rushing here. Soften the muscles around the shoulder joint. Release any tension in the neck or the jaw. Take one more deep and meaningful breath here. Beautiful work. Gently roll back to the center and we'll come onto the other side. The left arm reaches out long as the right fingertips come beside us to tent for leverage. The left cheek comes to the mat. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, either stay on the left side body or, moving with intention, mindfully bring that top leg back and behind you. If this feels too intense, you can always lessen up. The important thing is to try to relax into this pose. This side might feel different. Just notice what comes up. Sweetly roll onto your belly and press yourself back into a child's pose. Stay here for a breath before you bring the knees as wide as the mat. Slowly walk the fingertips forward and bring the palms together as you bend the elbows. Sink the hips back and keeping the elbows rooted, bring the palms up and overhead to behind the neck. Namaste, shark fin. Only go as deep into the pose as feels good and right for your body, and then find some space to breathe here. Feeling an opening through the chest and underneath the shoulders. The forehead relaxes. The hips are heavy. When you are ready, swing the legs in front of you with bent knees. Bring the hands behind you, fingertips are facing the body. As you breathe in, lift the sternum and the chin slightly for a little Ariel on the rock, Little Mermaid moment. Breathe here, shine from that heart space. Maybe lift the sternum just a bit higher. Maybe close the eyes. Beautiful work. Lower yourself onto the mat and bring the feet together with knees out wide. If legs out long is more comfortable for you, then go ahead and do that. Settle into your mat, one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Allow the belly to get soft. Feel the subtle rise and fall of your breath, and allow yourself to rest. You have nothing to do here besides breathe. I will come get you in 2 minutes. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to the room around you. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. and bat the eyelashes open. Whenever you are ready, close your knees like a book and sweetly roll on to your right side. Gently press yourself back up to a seated position. And inhale to bring the arms up and overhead and then hands to heart center. I hope you enjoyed this practice today. It was an honor being able to guide you. Love and light always. Namaste.